Hello and welcome back to Universal Law Snippets. We are finishing out the month with the Law of Polarity, and I want to talk about discernment, intuition, flowing with the energy, and whether or not we're in alignment. So to recap, the Law of Polarity for me is changing directions, realizing where you are and which direction you want to go. You can use the law of polarity to gain clarity on where you are versus where you want to go in the world. And we do this by following our intuition, right? In human design, we call it following your authority. But today we're going to be talking about intuition. We'll get to authority later. So when I first moved into this spiritual realm, intuitive realm, human design space, I had people telling me all the time, like, just follow your intuition, Christy, just follow your intuition. And I'm not going to lie, it stressed me out a lot because unless my body gave me a very abrupt signal and shot that spidey sense up my spine of danger, I had a hard time figuring out what my intuition felt like, what I should do, like, what does that even mean? Follow your intuition. So I got a lot of varying information and everything, and it took me a long time to experiment and let go and trust myself to really fully feel and understand what my intuition felt like. And I spent a lot of time in this kind of searching, anxious state of, am I in alignment? Am I out of alignment? Am I moving in the direction that, for my purpose on this planet? What is happening? It was just a big mess, okay? So I'm here to calm your nerves about this, okay? I have mentioned before that I am a triple split definition, and so in human design, that means I have 3 different areas of my body that are talking to each other at any given time. And so I live in this perpetual state of searching and grasping and feel like I'm missing out on some vital piece of information. So for me, the one thing that I have been able to do is I've had to detach from finding the answers and searching for that next step or being certain of what my next move may be. And I have to just kind of let it go and trust that my generator self will attract something that I need to respond to that will put me on this next path. Now, when we are talking about being in alignment, there's a lot of different camps on this particular area. Some people think that like you are always in alignment and you are always in the right path and you don't need to worry about it because things are just going to play out how they will, which is nice and all for sure. The other area is you have come down to this planet to learn certain things, and you have this purpose, and you are intuitively following this purpose until you kind of get out of alignment, and then you have an obstacle thrown in your way so that you can get back onto that path of purpose, right? So I think both camps are right. I do think that there is such thing as a misalignment. I think that for a lot of us, until we kind of become more self-aware and kind of realize that we have control over our energy and our circumstances, not all of our circumstances, but the decisions that we make. Once we realize that we are these sovereign beings, that is kind of when, for me, everything kind of snaps into place and it's like, oh, okay, great. Now I am in alignment to a degree and I can move forward knowing that I am shaping the reality around me. But I do think that until then, some people can be living out of alignment from their human design. I have seen it. I have been there myself. I do think it's possible. So if you are watching this video or listening to this on a podcast, then there is probably a pretty good chance that you are at some level of self-awareness where you are like, yes, this woman is not completely crazy. She's not completely wackadoo. I kind of am smelling what she is stepping in. Great. You are in alignment to some degree. And now it's the opportunity to kind of use the energy surrounding this law of polarity to move in the direction that is going to move you into a more stable and structured alignment going forward to fulfill your life's purpose. At least that's how I am looking at it. So that's a lot of information. But this is a really big topic. And I know that for me, I had a lot of anxiety around this until I was like, oh my gosh, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right decisions? If you are here and you are listening to this in some capacity, then yes, you are making the right decisions and you are following things in the right path, in the right alignment. You are moving along and kind of taking this opportunity to become more self-aware and realize that all of this energy around us is it's very mutable, and it's something that we can move with and flow with and kind of feel and everything, but it just takes practice, and it does require this level of surrender that I think kind of just comes with time, right? And so I will talk more later this week about what that intuition or decision making looks like in regards to human design. But I just wanted to throw that out there because this is something that has consumed my thoughts a lot over the last couple of years. And I kind of want to give you like a little bit of peace of mind if you have had anything. And if you're like, oh, I already know what my intuition feels like. I know what it feels like in my body. I can tell when I'm following my path. Then you are a rock star, and I applaud you. Because sometimes it's difficult to tell for us, especially if we've been very conditioned over our lives. So that is it for the law of polarity. I hope that some of this information that I have given you has helped you in some way, and I will see you next time. Bye.